Welcome back to Wall Again, where passion meets music. So if you're curious about music sales like me and you want to know what the top 50 albums of all time worldwide are, then this is the video for you. So I've always wanted to know what the definitive list is from 50 to 1 of the top most sold albums of all time. And you would have different issues because obviously there would be the US list, which is the most prominent list, but you also then have the UK list, European lists, and it's very hard to get an accurate figure of album sales, particularly since streaming came in, of what is the most sold albums of all time. And then we also have the added complication of live albums getting in there and best of greatest hits albums getting in there, such as the Beatles one and the Eagles, their greatest hits. They always end up on the tops of these lists, but they're not really studio albums. So I wanted to go through from 50 to 1, and I found a list yesterday of these albums, and it's a definitive list. None of these albums are compilation albums, none of these albums are live albums. There's a couple of movie soundtrack albums in there, but I suppose we just have to include them on the list. So when I was looking through the list, I looked through my collection, and it turns out of the top 50, I've got about 30 of these albums in my collection. So what I'm doing, I'm going to put these on the board as I go through the list. If I don't have the album, I'll just say I don't have it and it won't go on the list. So we'll just get set up here now, and we'll start off with number 50. So number 50 on the top sold albums of all time, coming in with 36.63 million copies sold worldwide. It is the movie soundtrack from the Titanic. Now, I do not own that, thankfully, so obviously can't put it on the list. Coming in at number 49 with 36.65 million units sold is Elvis Presley's Elvis Christmas album. Again, I don't own that. I'm going to skip number 48 for good reason, and I'll explain why later on in the video. And number 47 is Neil Diamond's Brothers Love Traveling Salvation Show / Sweet Caroline. That sold 37.19 million units, and I don't own that one either. Okay, so this is the first one I do own. Coming in at number 46, sold 37.25 million units worldwide. It is this masterpiece from the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Brilliant album by the Beatles and so groundbreaking. It had excellent tracks on it, but also excellent production, songwriting, everything. So it starts off with Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and then it goes into With Little Help from My Friends and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Absolutely brilliant to start off. It's got Getting Better, Fixing a Hole, She's Leaving Home, For the Benefit of Mr. Kite, Within You, Without You, When I'm 64, Lovely Rita, Good Morning, and then it finishes off with the Sgt. Pepper's Reprise and A Day in the Life. So for me, it actually should be higher up. I think it should be in the top, probably top 20 albums of all time in terms of sales, but it's not. On this list, it's actually coming in at number, what did I say? 46. Okay, 45 coming in with 37.31 units sold worldwide. 37.31 million units sold worldwide, I should say. It's ABBA Arrival. I don't own that one either. Coming in at number 44 with sales of 37.83 million, it is Bryan Adams' Reckless, and I think this is a fantastic album. Absolutely brilliant. Released in 1984. Of course, it's got the hits Run to You, Heaven, Summer of 69 and Kids Wanna Rock. But to be honest, there's no skips on this album. It was produced by Bryan Adams and Bob Clearmountain, and I think they do a fantastic job of capturing the whole 80s rock AOR sound. And it's just a classic rock album. Absolutely brilliant. Probably a little bit more rockier than some of other Bryan Adams stuff, but I think it definitely deserves to be on this list. Coming in at number 43 with 37.85 million sales worldwide, it is Madonna's True Blue, which I do not own. Coming in at number 42 with 38.06 million units sold, it's Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory, which I do thankfully own. This one here. Again, this was a blockbuster when it came out. Paper Cut, One Step Closer, Crawling, In the End. Absolutely brilliant album. And probably the most notorious of the new metal albums that came out in the early 2000s. Released in the year 2000, of course, this one. So that's in at number 42. Coming in at number 41, it's this masterpiece from the Beatles, the White Album. A double album, and of course one of the best double albums. Nothing on the front, as you can see there. Some of the tracks on this one: Back in the USSR, Obla Di Obla Da, Glass Onion, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, featuring a guitar solo from Eric Clapton, of course. Happiness is a Warm Gun. What else have we got on here? Helter Skelter, Revolution, Honey Pie. Absolutely brilliant from start to finish. I won't say there's no skips on it because it is a double album, but it is a fantastic body of work. So the White Album by the Beatles, it sold 38.2 million copies worldwide, and it's coming in at number 41 on this list. Okay, coming in at number 40, we have Prince with his album Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain. I don't own a copy of it. I had a chance to pick up a copy of it a couple of months ago, and I passed on it, but I will pick it up at some point. That one sold 38.43 million units. And then at number 39, selling 38.9 million units worldwide, is Police Synchronicity, if I can say it correctly. And that one, again, I do not own, but at some point I plan to get the Police back catalogue. Coming in at number 38, I do own this one. It sold 39.73 million units worldwide. And it is the Jimi Hendrix Experience debut album. Are You Experienced? Top notch. No skips on this one. From start to finish, it's an absolute belter. You've got Foxy Lady, you've got Red House, you've got Fire, you've got Remember, Are You Experienced, Hey Joe, Stone Free, Purple Haze, The Wind Cries Mary, Highway Child. Absolutely brilliant and well deserving of its place there. 39.73 million copies. Great stuff there from Jimi Hendrix. Okay, we move on here to number 37. Sold 39.96 million copies. It is The Eminem Show by Eminem. I don't own it. Coming at number 36, sold 39.97 million copies worldwide, and is Taylor Swift's 1989. It's somewhere in the house. My daughter's a big fan, but I don't have it in my collection. Coming in at number 35, we have the Beatles' Please Please Me, which has sold 40.18 million units. Again, I don't own that, but it's on my list. Coming in at number 34, it is The Doors' debut album, and it sold 40.2 million copies worldwide. This is a great one. Probably The Doors' best album, or certainly one of their best. Break On Through is on this. Soul Kitchen, Alabama Song, Light My Fire, Backdoor Man, The End, of course. Absolutely brilliant from The Doors on this one. And it's coming in at number 34. So I'll just need to rearrange my chair here to get a little bit of space. Put The Doors in here. Okay, that worked out well. Great stuff. Okay, moving on here to number 33, and it is Madonna's Like a Virgin. It sold 40.42 million copies. Number 32 is Abraxas by Santana. That one has sold 41.1 million copies. Again, I don't own it. Coming in at number 31 is Lady Gaga, The Fame Monster. I actually do have this in my collection. I think it was my wife's. And this one has sold 41.93 million copies worldwide. Not a big fan of pop music, really, to be honest. I like some of the 80s pop music and 70s pop music. But, you know, this recent pop music, not a massive fan of it. But, yeah, this one has, like, Just Dance and Bad Romance and Poker Face, Paparazzi, all that stuff, and all the big Lady Gaga hits. So, 41.93 million units sold on this album here. Okay, moving on then to number 30, and it is Alanis Morissette with Jagged Little Pill. This album here, I think it's a great album, absolutely brilliant. Coming at the tail end of grunge in 1995. Now, remember when this was released. It's got an all-star cast in it, including Ben Montench from Tom Petty, who plays keyboards and synths throughout. We've also got Glenn Ballard, who not only produced the album but played guitar and co-wrote a lot of the songs with Alanis. And then, of course, we get Flea and Dave Navarro from the Red Hot Chili Peppers at that time. And they play on the, what song was it? You Ought to Know. They play on that one. And then on drums on this one is the current drummer of AC/DC. And his name just escapes me. Something long. Anyway, a brilliant album, well played, great tracks on it from start to finish. And this one has sold, what are we talking about here? 42.91 million copies. So excellent album there, Alanis Morissette. Okay, moving on to number 29, we have Celine Dion, Falling Into You, which I do not have in my collection. 43.19 million units sold. Coming in at number 28 with 43.21 million units sold. This classic from Derek and the Dominoes, Eric Clapton, fantastic album, absolutely brilliant. Of course, we've got Layla on this, but we've got Bell Bottom Blues, Nobody Knows When You're Down and Out, Key to the Highway, Why Does Love Have to Be So Sad, Little Wing, a tribute to Jimi Hendrix as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff here from Eric Clapton and Derek and the Dominoes. Of course, Duane Allman as well plays on this one, plays a lot of slide guitar. And rest in peace, Bobby Whitlock, who passed away last week. And I hadn't done a review or a tribute song on that, or a tribute video on that, so I must do that at some point. Coming in at number 27 is Queen and Night at the Opera, which I don't own. It's sold 43.71 million copies. This one here from the Beatles, Let It Be. And this one has sold 45.05 million copies. Love this album. Across the Universe, I Me Mine, Dig It, Let It Be, Two of Us, Long and Winding Road, which I'm not a massive fan of, and of course Get Back and I've Got a Feeling. Great album by the Beatles, coming in at number 26. Number 25 is also by the Beatles. It's Help, which I don't own, and it sold 45.58 million copies. The next one is Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water, at number 24. That sold 46.46 million copies, and I don't own that one either. The next one I do own, I think every household in Ireland owns this one. It is Shania Twain's Come On Over, produced by Mutt Lange, which is the reason I picked it up. I think Mutt Lange is a great producer. I'm not a big country fan, not a big pop fan, not really a massive fan of this album, but the production is great on it. It sold 47.19 million copies. So I'm going to stick that in here as well. Now, I mentioned that I would come back to number 48, and the reason for that is because number 48, which has sold 36.77 million albums, is Dirty Dancing, the soundtrack to Dirty Dancing, which I don't own a copy of. I actually have 2 copies of it, believe it or not. Okay, I have this one here and this one here. They're not mine, they're my wife's. They're sitting in my collection there, but yeah, I just said I'd mention them, but I didn't want to start the video off with that in case I might have lost a bit of credibility and lost a lot of you guys who like rock music, because that's predominantly what this channel is based towards. So I hope you'll appreciate that they're not on the board here, because they're not really something I listen to often. Okay, let's get back on track here with number 21, and it is Michael Jackson's Dangerous, and it sold 47.36 million copies. This one had Black and White on it, among a few other big hits, but there's other Michael Jackson albums on the list, as you would guess, but this one is the first one that comes in on the list. Okay, moving on now to number 20, and it is the first CD to reach 1 million sales worldwide. It is, of course, Brothers in Arms by Dire Straits, and it sold 47.8 million copies. Very good album. The first half is very good, the second half not as good. It's very well produced, but it is a bit boring at times. It's got Money for Nothing on it, Got So Far Away, Walk of Life, Your Latest Trick. It's Brothers in Arms then to finish off, of course. But a decent album, but it is a very highly revered album and well sold album. Okay, next one on my list is number 19. It sold 50 million copies or thereabouts, and it's this one from Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. One of my favourites from Bruce. It's got the title track, but it's also got I'm on Fire, No Surrender, I'm Going Down, Glory Days, Dancing in the Dark, My Hometown. Bruce Springsteen's highest selling album of all time with 50 million copies, and it's coming in at number 19 on this list, and I have to say I do like this album. It's a little bit tall. Okay, coming in at number 18 on the list, this album has sold 50.26 million copies worldwide. I think they're the only Irish band on the list, and it is, of course, U2 with the Joshua Tree. Great album from start to finish. Where the Streets Have No Name, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. With or Without You, Bullet to Blue Sky, Running to Standstill. There's actually no skips on this album. It's absolutely great and very well produced by Brian Eno and Daniel Lanois. So that's coming in at number 18. 50.26 million sales or albums sold worldwide. Okay, coming in at number 17. This album has sold 50.69 million copies worldwide. It's the only heavy metal album, well, I suppose proper heavy metal or heavy rock album on the list. It is, of course, Metallica's Black Album. 50.69 million albums sold. Hard to believe for an album that's this heavy, but at the same time, well produced by Bob Rock and kind of considered more of a heavy rock album than a metal album by some people. But I still think it's one of Metallica's best, and it was my segue album into Metallica back in the day. Okay, next one here is it sold 52.23 million units worldwide, and it is number 16 on the list, and it's Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses. One of my favourite albums, even if Axl Rose's voice does get on my nerves a lot these days, but I think it's well produced. The band are in top form on this one. It's got loads of hits, Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City, Welcome to the Jungle. Absolutely brilliant. No skips on this album, I must say. And the best thing that Guns N' Roses ever put out by a country mile. Okay, next one has sold 53.77 million copies, and it is number 15 on the list, and it's Slippery When Wet by Bon Jovi. Another great album from the 1980s. This one's got You Give Love a Bad Name, Living on a Prayer, Wanted Dead or Alive, Raise Your Hands, Wild in the Streets, Never Say Goodbye. Brilliant album from start to finish, and coming in at number 15 on the list, well deserved. Coming in at number 14 is Adele's 21. I don't own that album, actually, so I don't have it on my board here. It sold 54.09 million copies worldwide. Coming in at number 13, and this album has sold 54.27 million albums worldwide, and it's this one, the Grease soundtrack. Again, this one's owned by my wife, but it's in my collection. So yeah, not really something I listen to often, but it's there, so I decided to put it on the board. So Grease, yeah, coming in at number 13. Coming in at number 12, we have this absolute masterpiece from Pink Floyd. I'm after letting everything fall there, so if you bear with me 1 second, I'll just pick them up. This is the joys of live YouTubing with no editing. Okay, we're back up and running now. Okay, so what do we have here? Coming in at number 12, Pink Floyd The Wall. It sold 54.28 million copies. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Pink Floyd on this one. Of course, it's got Comfortably Numb on it, as well as Another Brick in the Wall, Happiest Days of Our Lives, and Hey You, which is amazing. It's a bit patchy, but it's a brilliant concept album, and one of my favourite Pink Floyd albums as well. So this one coming in at number 12 on the list, 54.28 million copies sold. Okay, coming in at 11 is Whitney Houston and Various Artists, The Bodyguard soundtrack, 55.85 million copies sold. I don't own this one, so we'll keep moving. Coming in at number 10 is Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. In my opinion, their best album, and obviously by the sales, it's coming in at that as well. It sold 58.82 million copies worldwide. Excellent album from start to finish, and one of the best concept albums of all time. So Dark Side of the Moon coming in at number 10. In the top 10 now, so we really are in serious business. Coming in at number 9, it is the Beatles' Abbey Road. Brilliant album. Again, no skips from start to finish. It's absolutely fantastic. 59.25 million copies sold. So we're getting into big numbers here. Coming in at number 8 with total sales of 59.28 million copies worldwide. This classic from Led Zeppelin. Led Zeppelin 4, or the Untitled Album, or Four Symbols, whatever you want to call it. 59.28 million copies sold worldwide. Coming in at number 8, Black Dog, Rock and Roll, Stairway to Heaven. Classic stuff on this one. I'm kind of running out of space on my board here. Okay, the next one is coming in at number 7. 60.62 million copies sold worldwide. Nevermind by Nirvana. One of my favourite albums of all time. Love this one. 2 Bits. All killer, no filler. Smells like Teen Spirit. In Bloom. Come As You Are. Breed. Lithium. Poly. Territorial Pistons. Drain You. Lounge Act. Stay Away on a Plane. Something in the Way. Endless Nameless. Cracking album, start to finish, and well deserved at its place at number 7. Coming in at number 6, Back in Black by AC/DC. Some people might have thought this would be higher. It sold 63.2 million copies worldwide, and it is one of the best albums AC/DC ever released, without a shadow of a doubt. So that's coming in at number 6 on the list. Let's see if I can sit it in there. Okay, hopefully it stays. That's Back in Black. Coming at number 5 is Michael Jackson's Bad. 66.42 million copies sold worldwide. I don't own it. I used to own it on cassette when it came out. Don't have it anymore, but I will pick it up at some stage. Coming in at number 4 with 66.97 million albums sold. It is this one, Rumours from Fleetwood Mac. Brilliant album. Great soft rock album. Dreams, Don't Stop, Go Your Own Way, The Chain, Songbird. Absolutely brilliant. And that one is coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have the Bee Gees and various artists. Saturday Night Fever. Sold 71.25 million copies. I don't own it. Don't plan to own it either. Coming in at number 2, this one here from the Eagles. It's Hotel California. 73.2 million copies sold. Of course, it's got the title track, but it's also got New Kid in Town, Life in the Fast Lane, Victim of Love. Absolutely brilliant. So that one is coming in at number 2, and well deserved at number 2 in my opinion. Okay, and then the highest selling album of all time worldwide, it's probably no surprise, coming in with a whopping 122.84 million units sold worldwide, which is like 50 million units more than the next album down, which was Hotel California. Remember, these are worldwide figures. These are not American figures or UK figures. These are worldwide figures. It's Michael Jackson's Thriller, and it's just, as let me say it again, 122.84 million sales worldwide. Mind-blowing. And if you actually look at the graph I have here, you can see how many more units Michael Jackson has sold at the top versus the rest of the albums on this list. It's a pretty steady curve down, but Michael Jackson's Thriller just blows it away. I don't own a copy of this album, but I do plan to change that at some point in the next few months. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed my ranking of the top 50 sold albums worldwide. And you can see I have a good few of these in my collection, but I plan to add some more in the coming months as I was going through the list there. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think should be included in the list? What shouldn't be included in the list? Is there any albums you would have ranked higher than others? Or is there any albums here you think I need to get rid of? Please let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, hit the like button, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.